If you're planning a Walt Disney World vacation, this video can save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Hi, I'm Vicky, your Passport Pixie, and I'm your source for all things theme park and cruise vacations. Now, today I'm going to talk about the top 5 mistakes to avoid before and during your Walt Disney World vacation. So let's dive in with number 1, picking a resort based on cost alone. There are 32 Disney-owned resorts on Walt Disney World property, as well as dozens of non-Disney-owned resorts to choose from. A lot of times we think that we have to pick a resort based on the value. And while I know budget is an important aspect for a lot of people planning a Walt Disney World vacation, picking a resort based on the price tag is not always going to be the best option for you or your family. There are so many different Walt Disney World resort options for you to choose from value to moderate to deluxe, and each one offers a very different experience. That experience comes in the form of the room type that's available, the transportation options to the parks, the theming, the dining, and just the general ambiance of the resort. So when you're picking a resort, while I know it's really tempting to pick one because you really think it's a great price point, I encourage guests to really take the time and research everything that that resort has to offer. Because you may find that while the price point looks great, it might not be what you are looking for your travel party. No matter what your party's vacation style is, there's bound to be a Walt Disney World resort that is going to fit not just your budget, but the vibe that you're looking for your overall vacation. Number 2, over-planning. Now, I know for some people this is easier said than done. I'm definitely one of those people who likes to have a plan whenever I go on vacation. However, don't get bogged down by too much planning. While yes, you should take some time to do a little bit of research about what attractions you want to hit, what parks have extended evening hours if you're staying at a deluxe resort, or what parks may have special events going on that you're interested in, but try not to schedule yourself like by the minute during your vacation, because there are so many factors at play that are going to vary day by day. It could be that while in your grand plan, you want to hit X, Y, and Z by 10 o'clock, but what happens when X, Y, or Z is broken down? Or what happens if the queue that you thought was going to take half an hour takes an hour? That just adds a whole lot of stress if you're thinking about your trip from the perspective of, I need to do these things by this time. Now, you should have a general idea of what you want to do, maybe a list of attractions that you are going to prioritize. Definitely dining if you're looking to do any sit-down meals, because you do need to make those reservations in advance. And also just thinking about the general gist of how you want your day to go. But definitely try to be flexible and know that things are not typically going to work out exactly the way you want, and that's okay. Any day at Disney is going to be magical, even if you don't quite get to do everything that you had planned to do. Number 3, buying water in the park. Florida is hot. Please stay hydrated, especially if you're visiting the park during the summer months. However, there are so many other ways that you can stay hydrated without buying an expensive bottle of water in the park. First, Walt Disney World does allow you to take your own water bottles in, so consider bringing an insulated reusable water bottle that you can refill throughout the duration of your trip. There are water bottle refill stations throughout the parks, and you can also ask any quick service kiosk that has a soda fountain to give you a cup of ice water. Now, I know some people say that Florida tap water just doesn't do it for them. If you're one of those people that wants to shy away from drinking Florida tap water, consider a water bottle that has a filter or a flavor cartridge like a Circle, or you can also bring your own single-use water flavor packets if you choose to do so. Another great option is if you're planning on just using like plastic single-use water bottles, you can do a Amazon delivery or grocery delivery that will bring a case of water directly to your resort. So then you can have those in your room and take them into the park, and you'll have as many as you need. But these are definitely much better options than paying for an overpriced bottle of Dasani at the park. Number 4, not prioritizing breaks. This looks different for every travel party, but it is super important for you to take breaks throughout your vacation to keep yourself from being exhausted, stressed, and burnt out. Walt Disney World is a lot, and you can end up walking up to like 35,000 steps every day. If you were going to do that every day for a whole week straight, by the end of your vacation, you're left feeling exhausted, maybe a little cranky, and probably in need of a vacation from your vacation. Prioritizing rest looks different for everybody. This could mean going back to your resort for a midday snack or swim in the pool or even a nap before you head back to the parks in the evening. This could be taking a midday break and watching a show or two, especially the ones that take place in air-conditioned theaters. Or factoring in complete rest days where you don't visit the parks at all and you either hang out at your resort, maybe do a little bit of resort hopping, go shopping at Disney Springs, or take just a low-key day of relaxation and Disney magic right from your resort. But at the end of the day, it's important that you give yourself these rests, especially if you're visiting for more than like 1 or 2 days. Because trust me, you do not want to be nonstop for a whole week without any breaks because you will be tired by the end. Number 5, believing everything you see or read online. There is a lot of misinformation out there about Walt Disney World in the form of videos, blog posts, social media posts, and it's important to educate yourself and make sure that the information that you are receiving is factual. Take the time, if you see something that could affect your next Walt Disney World vacation on maybe a Facebook post or something on TikTok, take the time to do the research. Look it up, or you can always ask a Disney travel professional like myself if the information is accurate. Because the last thing you want is to have an expectation going into your Walt Disney World vacation and then finding out that it's just not true. Or being stressed out about something that turns out to be a rumor anyway. I know that planning a Walt Disney World vacation can be stressful. There is so much information out there that sometimes it's overwhelming even knowing just where to start. But keep in mind these mistakes to avoid as you're planning your Walt Disney World vacation. And if you're still overwhelmed about the planning process, contact me, your friendly neighborhood Disney travel planner, and I can help you through every step of the way. The best part is that my services are of no additional cost to you. So if you're interested in going to Walt Disney World, I will link my contact information below, and let's get started. And as always, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next adventure.